Okay, so we're in a bit of a busy lay-by here, just on our way today on the Ducati Multistrada 1260S, and we are headed out towards the Lake District. Question is, will I go all the way to Lake District or get a little bit bored depending on traffic and set off back earlier? Hopefully I will get there, but we'll let the camera roll and see what happens. Looks like the nodding may have stopped. How dare they? Well, out and about we are on the Multistrada 1260S Ducati, and it is another fantastic sunny day, ideal for motorbiking. Temperatures today, it's a bit warmer. It's forecast for 25 degrees. It's saying 31 degrees here on the bike's temperature gauge. I don't know if that's just because we've been sort of standing for a while and it's taking the temperature under the cowling or something, which is probably a lot warmer than it really is, but it probably is somewhere between 25-26 degrees, I'm guessing. Sun is shining, and we're headed out towards the Lake District. Had a little bit of a weird experience on this bike earlier, just as I was riding up to where we are now, which is kind of just in the sort of Kendally kind of area. I've still got a couple of hours to run to get to Coniston Water and Windermere, and I was kind of doing let's say just slightly over 70, and I opened up the throttle a bit and I was in 6th gear, and for some reason it sounded like a bad series of misfires, and the bike had no power at all. It just sort of died down, and then after that, just occasionally I'm getting a little misfire. Just as I was pulling out there of the lay-by, just opened the throttle up a little bit, and rather than, it just hesitated a bit before it went. So I'm going to have to look into that. Never had that problem on the previous 1260S that I had a couple of years ago. So I'm going to have to check out why it's doing that. It sounds like, if I can say sounds like, more of an electrical problem, but I might be talking nonsense, so we will have to see. So lots of traffic out, unfortunately. It is a Thursday. Is it a Thursday or is it a Wednesday? It's a Thursday the 10th of August 2023. Fantastic views around here. Nice and warm. So the plan is to sort of head out towards the Lake District, have a little look around, do a bit of filming of the scenery. I've only brought with me my iPhone and these two action cameras. So I've got this one on the helmet, I've got spare batteries, and I've got a second camera too. So what I'll probably do is film quite a bit of the run today and let you see it. Probably won't be talking all the way through, but hopefully we're not going to be stuck in this kind of traffic all the way, but who knows, it is what it is. So apart from that weird little misfire thing that I talked about, which seems to be intermittent on this bike, it has otherwise been flawless. It is now showing on the clock 1,762 miles. It's a 2018 Multistrada 1260S, and yeah, it's my sort of favourite bike, I think, really. The KTM is great as well, don't get me wrong. This is slightly more kind of nimble in the corners. It feels slightly punchier in the power department. Slightly better on the suspension, but only just. You know, the KTM is a pretty good bike, and when I compare this 1260S to the V4S that is currently the offering from, you know, this sort of size of engine from Ducati, I still prefer this by far, if I'm being brutally honest. And you know, no offense to those people who've gone out and bought the V4S. I'm sure you love it and enjoy it, and all the best to you, but it just wasn't the bike for me when I test rode it. And that's why I spent a lot of time trying to find one of these 1260S's, the V2, or the, is it an L2? For a number of months before I managed to locate this one, which was in extremely good condition, very low mileage, and the dealer said they could guarantee that mileage. And when you look at all of the service records, it seems to suggest that it's true. But of course, even with low mileage, a bike that's been stood for a long time, doing not a great deal, still might have some issues. Things like spark plugs and so on. Don't know if they need replacing. So I'm going to have to maybe check out the leads, check out the... I'm saying spark plugs. Does it even have spark plugs? I have no idea what the bike has. It's presumably fuel injection. Don't know. So it might be injectors. Don't know at all. But that's why I should get the experts to have a look at it at some point. It should be under warranty, I think, for a year. There was pretty sure there was a used vehicle warranty on it when I bought it. What have I had it now? A couple of months, maybe 3 months now. So I'll get that checked out. Today even gave that screen a little bit of a clean for you, so if you're looking through the top of that screen, which you may be on the camera, I'm not sure, probably are, then hopefully it is nice and clean. Lots of nods today, more nods than I got yesterday. Maybe they're just more friendly around here, or something to do with the red Ducati rather than the KTM. Who knows? Who knows? Somebody in the camper van there. It is nice to have a camper van to be able to get off, and my experience of converting a couple of them over the years, I have to say that the smaller ones in theory are supposed to be like, you know, the VW transporters are supposed to be like, there's another Multistrada 1260S there. Camper vans, smaller ones like the VW transporters, are supposed to be kind of like more of a, you can use them during the day, and they're also a decent van. And to a degree that is true, but in many ways you're better off just kind of buying a small kind of Volkswagen up car to have as your little daily runabout, and buying a bigger van. Like I used to have the Iveco daily long wheelbase van, and I converted that. Spent a bloody fortune converting it, got bugger all back for it. That's my story That's my kind of history of the bad parts of losing lots of money on trying to convert vans into campers, because I tend to buy very expensive stuff to go in them, and when it comes to selling them, people look at other vans that have got nothing like the interiors in them, and they compare the price of those, and they don't want to pay for the better quality cabinets and beds and that sort of thing. But the whole, what happens when you get to your destination is important, really, if you're going to spend any time in it. And that's the other question. You know, if you're working all the way through the year and you have a van that you use maybe 4 weeks of the year, maximum, presumably for most people on holiday from work, 6 weeks in the year, then it's not like it's really worth owning a van because of the cost of insuring it through the year, you know, maintenance for it, the initial cost of converting it, the buying the van itself, all those things. In some ways you might as well just go and rent one, or go on holiday and just go into a hotel or whatever, or package holiday or that kind of thing. But there is a sort of a benefit to having a van of any kind, but certainly one that's slightly bigger, is that you could, if you really want to, and you're a biker or not, but if you're a biker, you can get a trailer to put on the back, and you can take the bike with you on holiday. I've done this before. It's nice to go to Spain or wherever with the bike on a trailer on the back, and then you've kind of got the option of getting to the campsite, getting yourself all set up, and the bike's there as a kind of a, you know, a fun machine to go off and explore without having to sort of pack everything up every time you want to take a big van out on a, you know, a day trip somewhere. But I also thought that in the last couple of years, during the pandemic, of course, everything has gone up hugely in price, hasn't it? Food, fuel, household energy, whatever, all of it has skyrocketed. So it was kind of like a much bigger deal, and remains a much bigger deal financially, to buy one of these vans. If you look at some of the big manufacturers of the big motorhomes, the Burstners and the, you know, the Eldis and all of these manufacturers of motorhomes, Kraus and all of, or Naus or whatever the hell it's called, all of the prices, Mobile Veta, I could just keep going on, couldn't I? All of the prices have just gone up ridiculously, and if you are going to use it more, you know, I know some people who live fairly close to where I live, and they've got like a big motorhome, and what they do is it's a kind of a middle-aged, I'm going to say, couple, but I think they're actually retired. And what they do is they set off in their bigger motorhome around Europe, and they just spend like the whole year more or less out in different parts of Europe, I think, or maybe the UK at times. I've never really asked them specifically, but they told me that they spend a lot of their time on the road just going to new places and having new experiences, new adventures. But they keep that house where they live, and then they rent it out on like 6-month leases, and I think they might nowadays might be in it 6 months and then on tour 6 months. Don't know exactly how they do it, but I thought, yeah, that's a decent option. Looks like the nodding may have stopped. How dare they? So yeah, today is going to be one of those kind of all-day jobs, I think. So I'm going to be riding up towards Windermere and then Coniston, and I'll probably grab some food in Windermere and then grab some photographs and a bit of video over at Coniston Water. There's a nice little spot at the end where you can park up and you get this fantastic view, particularly of the sunset. And one of my earlier videos on this channel, way back, I don't know, several years ago, is Sunset over Coniston Water, I think I called it, where you just see like the sun setting, believe it or not. There's a surprise. And I'm not going to stay that late, not this time of year, but what I might have to do is just time the afternoon out a little bit. If I'm going to be arriving around, well, it's going to be somewhere around 2:30 looking at the GPS. I have got to grab some fuel at some point. Just trying to work out now, just as it happened there, I've got, oh, bloody hell, still in my mouth. I'm trying to, I think I have successfully done it now. I've got the little fluffy thing on the mic in the helmet, the little windshield thing, and one of the fibres off that I've got onto my bloody tongue, because everything is so, you know, everything's so sort of, I think we're good here. Off we go! Alright, that's Devil's Bridge up there, I mentioned ages ago. And that's where the little biking place is. Looks to be quite busy. Would have stopped there, but maybe on the way back if we come this way. If I'm going to get to the Lake District, I'm going to have to put in some miles to get there. So it's telling me here to take a right turn onto Main Street. Not a nod from him, miserable bugger. Golfers. So I think this must be the first decision the GPS has made, the Garmin, for the what it thinks is an adventurous route to go through the centre of a busy tourist attraction village. Not too sure about that. Where are we exactly? I don't know. Is this Kendall? Take the first left. Some very nice little sort of cottagey type buildings. Very traditional looking spot round here. Isn't it? Very villagey. So I suppose not necessarily motorbiking territory, but just as a bit of something for you guys to look at, I suppose. Me to look at as I'm riding through it now. Red light ahead, nothing behind, pedestrians to the left. So when the red light shows wait here, seems to be a bit of an unusual one, doesn't it? With all the parked vehicles on the right hand side there. Very tight. If anything bigger came through. Well, here we are. That's the old car park where I've managed to leave the bike, and the motorcycle parking bit was taken up by a car. I think there was enough room there for maybe one or two motorcycles. So I don't know whether I'm supposed to pay. It's called the Waterhead car park in Windermere. I don't know if you know. I tried looking online to see did I have to pay, and I couldn't tell. So I ended up spending £4 on a ticket for a couple of hours. I'm not really sure what there is to look at around here, but I shall have a wander around, try and grab some food somewhere. Lots of boats and people here doing something with kayaks, canoes. Seems busy for a Thursday. I suppose it is August, and so therefore the holiday season. Very water sporty around here. I'm trying to find somewhere where I could actually go and grab some food. There seems to be a couple of... There's the water edge in there, maybe that's the nearest place, and then there are some fish and chip shop up there, maybe. Let's have a wander up that bit and we'll see what's up there. Certainly some nice, albeit slightly cloudy weather now, but still nice and warm. Little ducks there on the pond. Be careful where I'm actually walking here. Well, here we are just around the corner in a bit of a quieter spot. Just overlooking the lake. I think this is Ambleside actually where we are now. There's somebody in a boat there and then somebody next to that boat swimming. Although you can't see them quite where we are at the minute because they seem to be keeping track of that that little boat there. Right next to that is a person swimming in the water, presumably practicing for something, maybe a cross-channel swim or something. And duck looking on there, wondering what on earth's going on. But yeah, this is the spot. It is very, very busy here today, very touristy, and so not quite what I kind of thought I had in mind. But I don't know if you can see in the distance there's some fantastic scenery here, but whether the camera's showing all of that different sort of landscape and mist and cloud in the background. But it is a very warm day, and I'm thinking actually rather than going up to Coniston Water, I might just get ready and set off back home again, because it's probably going to be quite a trip back. I don't know whether I might go a quicker way using some of the motorways, or going all back the same roads pretty much I came on, but going to head back to the bike. Don't think I'm going to film this last bit because this video otherwise will be another way too long video, but thank you very much for watching this video. Do appreciate it, and I will be out again no doubt on one of the bikes soon. A little sparrow there taking what looked like a chip with it. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. Take care of yourselves. If you ride bikes, ride safe. And whatever you do, we'll see you again hopefully soon. Bye bye for now.